Sam. How's it going? I have updates for you, if you have time.
I take it you've learned more about Lou?
We followed up on the message Deadman left for you at the lab. About how there was another BB-28, not Lou, who, according to the records, was decommissioned 4 years ago. The first time you and Lou met was about 2 years ago now, when you were entrusted with a BB previously issued to Bridges Corp's disposal. And together, the two of you made it all the way across North America.
Deadman and everyone else at Bridges, they all called Lou BB-28.
Right. Because that was Lou's serial number. You see, we found the records for the BB storage facility. By cross-referencing the data, we confirmed that after BB-28 was decommissioned 4 years ago, Lou was assigned the same designation and placed into storage.
So what you're telling me is that instead of getting a new serial number, Lou inherited an old one?
As for Lou's mother, following the C-section, it seems she passed away. And that, pretty much, is the extent of our recent discoveries. Without a still mother to provide support, it makes sense that Lou was kept in reserve. But we still have no idea who approved the serial number reassignment, much less why they did it.
Higgs said there were things I didn't know. Maybe this is what he was talking about.
I think it could be.
I want to know everything about Lou.
You're playing his game, Sam. Chasing after the past is what Higgs wants you to do.
I need to know where Lou came from. I have to know.
If you're sure, Sam, I'll keep digging. In the meantime, you should get plenty of rest before the next mission.
Seems Tarman decided to leave a few books for you. Right there, by your bed. Reading is a wonderful way to take your mind off things. Trust me. That's Tarman's son. He must have placed the photograph in here for safekeeping. This is an important memento. Why don't we go and take it to him?
I found this picture in your book. Is this your son? Thank you. Yes? He's still out there somewhere, borne along on the currents, with this right hand of mine. It's due to my connection with said missing piece that I can read the movements of the tar. Something akin to a phantom pain. You want to hear the story?
Sure.
I was both a medical doctor and a geophysics researcher once upon a time. In those days, the tar currents were a key focus of mine. This ship was originally built to facilitate my studies, in fact. The deep tar hunting vessel Magellan, we named her. A ship perfectly suited to pursuing the creatures that thrive in the tar's depths. Another avenue of research, you might say. We called them chiral mammals, for lack of a better name. Seemed like the closest fit. Reckoned if we caught one, we could figure out all the mysteries. The tar, the tides, hell, maybe even the stranding.
Whoa, she's a big one.
Dip yourself in, son.
Tar's looking calm. I'll be fine, Pop. You seeing this? I think she's pregnant. Hey, Pop. This is weird.
Stop! And just like that, the tar took my boy, and my hand along with him.
No, I'm playing this.
At first, I thought this little guy was my son reborn.
If I may ask a question, the hunters that attacked you after you got the chiral map, are you sure they came from within the creature's womb?
Yes, that said, I'm not of the opinion that the hunters were its offspring.
Its womb merely served as a gateway to the other side.
Indeed. The tar and the beach are connected.
I've been better. Bad morning, which is why the camera's not on. It won't, but thank you.
I've known Tarman for quite a while now, but that was the first time I've heard him speak about his son in that fashion. It made me wish that I could do something, anything to ease his burden. But setting aside those feelings, suppose that cat of his is in fact his son reborn. Why does it treat me as though I'm a threat? Does it just hate me? Reincarnation or not, perhaps it's still a cat at heart. That sure looked good, Sam. Why don't you try freshening up with a shower? Moby Dick, or The Whale, seems to be one of Tarman's favorite novels. As the name suggests, it's a story about a white sperm whale named Moby Dick. Captain Ahab, one of the main characters, uses a prosthetic leg made of whalebone to replace the one Moby Dick took long ago. He's obsessed with getting revenge against the whale, which he hates with a terrible passion, all while nursing the phantom pain of his lost leg. In the end, Ahab fails to exact vengeance on his foe, and is dragged into the sea. His crew's only survivor is Ishmael, the book's narrator. He was rescued after clinging desperately to a coffin-shaped life buoy. That's right, a coffin was his savior. Ironic, isn't it? How you use a thing makes all the difference.
What's the point of reading it when you spoiled the whole thing?
On a dark night in May 1816, 3 men and 2 women found themselves confined to a villa on the shore of Lake Geneva. A catastrophic volcanic eruption had wrought havoc on the global climate, and a relentless rain hammered down outside. With little else to do, the occupants of the villa decided to compose ghost stories. And it was on this fateful night that a woman named Mary penned what would become Frankenstein. Mary, who was only 18 years of age, had already lived a tumultuous life. She was engaged in an affair with the poet Percy Bysshe Shelley at the time, whom she would later go on to marry. A dramatic retelling of these events was committed to film prior to the Death Stranding. Titled Mary Shelley, it stars Elle Fanning in the lead role. Now, where have I heard that name before?
Hi, Sam.
extraction was successful. It was transferred to a sterilized pod and sent to a separate facility.
Ready to proceed with corpse disposal? One.
Hey, Adam, thank you for the 1999 super chat, man. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Very impressive work, Sam.
Sam, your next destination is the Northern Environmental Observatory. Like its western counterpart, this observatory is a critical facility that will help us to monitor the changes taking place in the Australian environment. To bring it online, you'll have to navigate the canyon to the northeast of your current position. But before that, you'll need to link up another site en route.
Sam, the next site we want you to link up is called Rainbow Valley. A friend of Drawbridge is waiting for you there. Once the network connection has been established, they'll be joining us on the DHV Magellan. I recruited them myself when we first met in the UCA. You can pick up the order from the delivery terminal. I'm looking forward to seeing you both. Thanks again, Sam.
Order accepted. Thank you. Please take care.
What do you mean, Cannon? I mean, I would assume it's some type of city, yeah.
sit there.
Just like that, Sam. Appreciate you coming, Sam.
Yep, not long at all.
Out and about working even in this weather. You just don't quit.
I think it's like a user-placed rest area.
Where on earth did you find this? I was sure it was gone for good. Thanks, mate. It is pelting down out there. Mind your footing on the steeper slopes, you hear? Don't want you going rolling down a hill, do we?
Yeah, it's like a little rest spot. really. Hence why Parker's up today. I mean, I wanted to play this, and I didn't want to shortchange anyone here that's been keeping up with it, so yeah. I figured just turn Parker on, do it that way. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that earlier. About, what is it? If you're interested in playing it, don't watch anyone play it. Just do it for yourself. But if you aren't going to play it, then by all means watch it. How about that? The BTs freak you out? Oh, they've only gotten more dangerous here. We've encountered... what I was saying is, if the BTs freak you out, they've only gotten worse. Some of the BTs have eyes now, and some of them can kill you instantly if they catch you. They're called Watchers.
Let's get a move on.
Sam, that vehicle appears to be locked up tight.
You were saying?
Take it for a drive.
I mean, I can make a truck. I just don't have a need to at the moment. Not when I can literally just do this. What's the cost of teleporting the sub? Nothing. Does not cost me anything. Nope, not even a cooldown. Now, there are some delivery spots that the sub can't go to. Like the Lone Commander, it won't go up that way. So you just park it closest to wherever you need to go and then hoof it or tricycle the rest of the way. Yeah, the sub relies on tar pits. So, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna make an isolated shelter, there are worse places to be. Pretty much, yeah.
Hold on a minute. Are you Sam? Then does this mean the drawbridge has finally come to the valley? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you could make it. It's an honor to welcome you here. I believe how good this looks. Thank you so much. We'll be hoping to see more of you in the future.
Glen Rain sounds familiar.
The next step involves a cupid, yeah? Okay then, let's do this.
What? Tar cannons, huh?
Now displaying your current porter grade. The connection looks strong and steady to me. That cargo you brought along is going to make a world of difference, too. It'll allow us to proceed with our terraforming initiative. Hopefully no more towns will have to suffer the fate of the one down below us. Oh, we've shared our tar cannon data with everyone, by the way. I suspect you'll find it useful in your own work. Try it out. See if it suits your needs. You probably passed the town I mentioned on your way up here. At a glance, it might have looked like nothing more than a cluster of massive boulders. But those were once buildings. Places where people used to live. As the desert kept creeping closer, the town was abandoned overnight. They'd been forced to evacuate. The few who were left behind became BTs. Still, at least the exodus went to plan. There are no void outs at any rate. This
You haven't missed
region was
anything.
filled with lush vegetation, over which birds soared and serenaded, till all that beautiful life fell prey to sudden desertification. We swore to do everything in our power to bring back what was lost. Around the time we got started, the APAC people showed up. With their help, we've been able to achieve a modest measure of success. But moving forward, we have to find a way to nurture and protect what little we have on our own. Tar cannons are invaluable pieces of equipment that we use to combat forest fires. While fires are a common occurrence in this region, water is a precious resource. So these cannons were developed as extinguishers that utilize the tar contained within the earth itself. They leverage the tar's viscosity, making them one of the most effective methods of combating fire we have. When deployed on the ground, they can both extract and discharge tar simultaneously. You can pick up the cannon and use it on the go as well, but you'll be unable to refill its tar reservoir while doing so. If you find yourself caught in a wildfire, you'll need to figure out when to shoot and when to move in order to make it out alive.
Interesting.
Thanks for everything, Sam. You and Drawbridge have helped ensure that these lands will one day be filled with life again, however long it takes. In particular, that comrade of yours has performed absolute miracles for us. If you're looking to link up with them, you'll find them in the ravine on the other side of the river, directly opposite this shelter. Come back and visit anytime.
Right. Time to meet up with our comrade. Let's see. They should be around here somewhere.
Feels good.
am I going?
Seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun. And I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping on the job. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing
Something's up.
the blues they send to me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness themselves to free me. Raindrops falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my heart will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me.
Looks like you're right.
I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me.
Okay, that explains why Fragile
I really couldn't say. I certainly
doesn't
haven't ever
have
seen her dance
wrinkly
like
old
that
skin
before.
anymore.
It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me.
Go on, Sam. Follow her into that facility.
Hang on, guys.
Feels good.
Okay, so I'm not going to keep the camera on, but there you go.
for coming, Sam. I'm sorry about just now. Didn't know who you were at first.
You're the picture of health, Rainey.
You too, little man.
You had some kind of a trick for dealing with crime fall.
Rainy, it's been too long.
Fragile.
Can't wait to see you again.
What are we waiting for, Sam? Let's head to the DHV Magellan.
Doll Man is a person who died, and for lack of a better term, his soul got stuck in the doll.
Fragile. Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet the old-fashioned way. Catagrams are great, but nothing beats a hug. Well, I'm sure you already know. This is Rainey. She's a good friend of the cause.
It really is a pleasure to meet you, Sam.
Yeah, she has.
You too.
Glad to see you in good health.
And it's so good to see you all again.
Sam, Charlie here. You may now undertake your next assignment. You can find the relevant main order by accessing the delivery terminal in Rainbow Valley.
I don't know.
Was that tasty, Sam? I was glad to see Rainey in such high spirits. She's grown so bright and energetic, almost unrecognizable from our first meeting. A pity that her child shows no similar signs of development. Rainey used to be much more quiet and withdrawn. She seemed averse to spending time with people. Dolls, too. It was singing and dancing that got her to open up. I'm something of a performer myself, though I've never showed anyone. The Rainbow Valley greenhouses are the product of our researchers' hard work. And thanks to you and me, those invaluable structures will endure for a good while yet.
Feels good.
Alright, Cannon.
Your next order requires you to recover an escaped kangaroo, the
Huh.
subject of an important experiment. Seems the bushland area it hopped off to is one where the chiral density is extremely high, meaning you'll need to get it back to the animal shelter ASAP to ensure its safety. This is a ticking clock situation, Sam. I'll brief you on the details while you review your map. Accept the main order from this delivery terminal when you're ready to get underway. Hey Sam, Charlie here. Since this is your first order involving the capture and preservation of animals, allow me to provide additional information. The kangaroo you're looking for is somewhere in this area. Once you've arrived, use your Odra deck to begin searching for the creature. You can transport the kangaroo in your standard issue animal carrier. No need to fabricate anything unique. Get close enough to the kangaroo and deploy the carrier to capture it. It will be a bulky piece of cargo, but you should be able to carry it on your back like any other container. However, you will need to traverse some heavily wooded mountains as well as rivers and uneven terrain. Bear this in mind when considering what equipment to take with you. All right, time to proceed with route planning and final preparations. Order accepted. Thank you. See you.
What in the world?
We have a situation, Sam.
No
I'm
shit.
tracking a fresh bushfire near the injured kangaroo's location. Clock's ticking. Secure the poor little bugger ASAP and bring the shelter onto the chiral network. Once the DHV Magellan can join you on site, we'll see what we can do about that fire.
Look out, Sam!
Flaming
We need
whales?
to get away from here as quickly as possible. impossible to put out a fire that's grown this massive. Escape is our only option. We need to find a way out.
I seem to be
quick
doing
before
okay.
It's too late. Sam, over there. I see the kangaroo. Get close enough to put it in an animal carrier for transport.
I have no idea.
All right, time to make our getaway. This was marked as a dangerous location on your map. We could get trapped here by the bushfire. Let's keep moving to ensure that doesn't happen.
Shit. Talk about bad timing. Hang on.
I'm still not sure how we survived that. Anyway, we have a Cupid to connect, right? Good morning to you. Robert, credentials verified. Welcome, Sam. Security measures lifted.
One kangaroo. Just, okay.
You must be Sam. We've heard all about you from your friend at Drawbridge. Go ahead and connect us to the chiral network.
Thank you, Sam.
I'm
Don't worry
at a
about
loss
the
for
fire.
words.
Rainey will put it out for us.
Tell me though, who is she exactly?
Must be about 6 months now. since I first heard about the girl who brought the rain.
Whenever I stepped outside, the timefall came. There was nothing that I could do to make it stop. And they hated me for it. Including my parents, who told me to leave. I was the witch who brought the timefall. A monster to be locked up in a cage. A few even tried to burn me alive. The most dedicated witch hunters. I struck out on my own. I was alone for so long. In desperation, I enrolled in a special UCA program. Hoping to find purpose as a mother.
Hi there. You're safe.
But even after I got pregnant, I still couldn't find anyone willing to take me in.
I'm sorry.
No.
We need to leave right now.
Please.
God, get out of here!
No one wanted anything to do with me. All they saw was a witch, to be hated and feared. Until that day. I'm so sorry.
Hey there. You're Rainy, aren't you?
Who's asking?
Someone who's been looking for you. For you and your power.
You want my power? Why?
You're a pharmacon. Medicine that can harm, poison that can heal. It's all in how you use it. Want to come work for me? I believe you can save the world.
You do?
There are things only you can accomplish.
Only me. Really?
Really. My name's Fragile. And I'm happy we could finally meet. I'm here for you. For both of you. I'll be your umbrella. And together we'll show the world the hope in your reign. Come on. We wouldn't want the baby to catch a cold. Come on.
Thank you. That was quite the display. Drawbridge is even more amazing than we'd heard. Thanks to everything you've done for us. The animals are unharmed and the facilities are
No,
holding
the
up
sub can
fine.
fly.
It's a wonderful relief. Anyway, I'll check your orders now.
Yup, that's indeed a kangaroo.
Kangaroo seems to be in fine spirits. You took good care of it. I can tell. I can't believe you found this. We'd all but given up hope. I hope you'll continue to work with us. Now displaying your current porter grade. The kangaroo you rescued seems to be alright, thank goodness. Oh, she's so very special to us, and we're relieved to have her back in one piece. Once she's had a bit more time to recuperate, we'll move her to the reserve next door where you can visit anytime you like. By the way, we've uploaded our decoy hologrenade data to the network. You can trigger it remotely once thrown, creating a distraction that'll lure enemies away. It might just save your life if you run afoul of any troublemakers. Well, we first found her in an area with high concentrations of chiralium. How wild animals are affected by prolonged exposure is something we still don't understand completely. But it's thought this may be a key factor in how chiral creatures come into existence. So, you can see why our wee girl would be an invaluable research subject. It's where we look after the animals in our care. The vegetation around here didn't die out like elsewhere, and we still have a reliable water supply. After we screen each animal in our underground facilities, we release them into the reserve and monitor their health over time. When that kangaroo you rescued is strong enough, we'll move her up top where she'll be able to stretch her legs. That being said, changes in the environment can have a profound impact on many species, causing never-before-seen creatures to appear, throwing the ecosystem into chaos. Which is why we strive to preserve native animals here for future generations. Cheers, Sam. You really helped us out. At this rate, we're poised to lose so many native species that predate the Death Stranding. And once they're gone, there's no getting them back. Between the bushfires caused by chiral cinders and animals behaving strangely and getting hurt, it's been pretty bad. But I've heard that these environmental anomalies might be resolved once and for all when Australia is fully linked up. So I've got high expectations for you and your friends. Speaking of which, how would you feel about assisting us with our preservation efforts? It'd be a simple matter of capturing any wild animals you see out on their own and bringing them to us. Even a few would make a real difference. Give it some thought, eh?
Well done, Sam. Return to the DHV Magellan and report to the bridge. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about Rainey and her talents.
Order completed. Well done.
How does the lone commander get shit all the way out here?
Take care, Sam.
Oh, it's an NPC. Yeah, that's the tar cannon. Sorry. Sorry. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. It is, but it isn't. Alright, so the best explanation I can give, Canon, is the baby in the pod is Lou's BT. That's literally the best explanation I can give. Lou is the bridge baby. Lou's the baby in the pod. Welcome to Hideo Kojima Games, Canon. Kojima Games, where 75% of the journey you're sitting there going, what the fuck, and then the last 25% you go, oh.
Feels good. This one's for you.
Honestly, no, not really. Like, you pretty quickly get everything back. How they explain it is, like, Sam's been living off the grid for the past year. Like, no chiral network, no chiral printing, no nothing. Basically living as a scavenger. So, as he gets access to chiral printers again, he can start building shit again.
Thanks for coming to visit us. Reviewing the order details. I still struggle to believe you've done so much for us. How do you... We have some data that we think you might like. Give it a look. We're upping the amount of materials you can... This data we've shared with you is the schematic for a holo grenade you can use to conceal your presence. Just toss it somewhere you want to hide, then activate it to generate a hologram that will fool just about anyone. You can shelter behind, or even inside this hologram if you like. Of course, it won't work if the enemy sees you while you're attempting to hide, but if you use these grenades wisely, you can remain undetected for ages.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
like this.
Order complete. Well done.
So how far am I? Rainy Shelter, Rainbow Valley, the Musician. Okay, yeah, so yeah, we are a ways away from the Lone Commander.
When she's outside, Rainey's constantly surrounded by timefall. But within a 1.5-meter radius of her body, a different kind of precipitation is observed. We call it core fall. Anything it touches is restored to an earlier state. In other words, it has the power to heal and repair, to counteract timefall's effects. Sadly, people only see the timefall, and not the remarkable woman standing in the eye of the storm. Still no signs of growth?
I should be due any day now. If things were normal, that is. But the baby's still stuck at 7 months.
She has still baby syndrome. Have you ever heard of it?
I met a few preppers in Mexico that had something like that.
They're not isolated cases. Seems to be happening everywhere. Though who knows if it's a syndrome or a symptom of something else.
Simply put, the fetus stops growing at about 7 months. To be clear, it doesn't die, but it no longer moves, as if it's frozen in time. Several treatments, including C-sections, have been attempted. Unfortunately, removal from the womb invariably results in death. And while not all pregnancies are affected, it's yet another contributing factor to the already low birth rate. The Genetic Diversity Conservation Initiative just isn't enough to compensate.
You got any idea what's causing it?
There's speculation that it's due to an imbalance in the beach itself. I'm sure it's been explained to you before that countless individual beaches exist, a multiverse of beaches, so to speak, and that they are all governed by an upper beach on a higher plane. The expansion of the chiral network to cover the whole UCA may have inadvertently disrupted the link to that beach. Or so they think.
BB units were also 7-month-old fetuses. So it's not hard to believe that the beach might very well influence the unborn.
While I can offer you no concrete answer, I can state that the plan to extend the chiral network into the Australian continent, to take it worldwide, is also intended to help restore balance to the aforementioned upper beach. And in doing so, it is possible that we may resolve the issue of still baby syndrome.
So basically, still baby syndrome is the fetus not getting the memo that it's time to leave.
miss the taste of food. Sam, been a while since you had a proper shower, wouldn't you say? I was looking into the conditions that led to the bushfire we escaped. It seemed to have been caused by a phenomenon known as chiral cinders. Unlike other items washed up by the currents, cinders violently erupt from the tar and soar through the sky before crashing to the ground. This phenomenon has been observed across the continent and has led to an increase in bushfires. It's one more potential threat to keep an eye out for. Ever wanted to learn more about the various creatures housed at the animal shelter, Sam? Well, there's a speaker outside the facility that they use to broadcast updates. Might be good to check in on some of the animals we've taken there once in a while. I'm so glad that we were able to save that kangaroo's life. It's easy to forget that humans aren't the only creatures affected by the Death Stranding. Protecting our remaining wildlife isn't just the right thing to do. It can also help us to better understand how the environment has changed. Rainey was a vision to behold. To put out that fire so effortlessly. Her powers are incredible, don't you think? The kangaroo you rescued is currently being cared for and studied at the animal shelter. You know, if you ever want to stop by and see how it's doing, I wouldn't object. Are you curious how I maintain my youthful appearance? It's because Rainey lets me shower in her core fall from time to time. Sam, why don't you...
Thanks for popping by. Checking the order details now. Are you kidding me? Of all the cargo you could...
Now displaying your current order grade.
Good luck with the portering and all. Order completed. Well done.
Those flying things over there.
Okay.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Fuck those things. Fucking chasing me.
to visit us. A single porter really delivered all this? That's a superhuman feat. I can't believe you found this. We'd all but given up hope. We'd like you to have this data for everything you've done. See what you think. We're upping the amount of material. We've developed a new type of hologrenade that produces fake BTs. Most armed groups are terrified of BTs, so they'll clear out the moment they catch sight of anything resembling one. Mind you, if they happen to get close enough to touch the hologram, they'll quickly figure out it isn't real. So, think carefully about where you deploy them. Come back soon. We'll have more for you.
Order completed. Well, feels good.
done.
Welcome back. Now let's see about those orders. This cargo is in tip-top shape. You are a consummate professional. You have done a staggering amount of work on our behalf.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Okay, see you around.
Order completed. Well done. Just bringing up the orders. Mm-hmm. You are right on time. We're good. Sam, you really are incredible. But you need a gift, not praise. I went and raised the limit on the materials you can access.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Oh, right, Sam. That's just my wish. My friend assisted with... Once again. By the way, I know this one will speak... And, just take it. And come back soon. I'll be waiting.
Order completed. Well done. Order accepted. Thank you.
Welcome back, Sam. I see you've returned. Glad you... Reviewing... The contents haven't suffered any damage. Well done. Of all the things you could have brought us, I believe this data could be of use to you. Take it, with my thanks. We're increasing the amount of materials allocated for your use.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
The data I'm sharing with you is for a solar generator that can be attached to your backpack. When equipped, it uses solar power to automatically recharge your batteries over time. It can be a real lifesaver, especially when you're traveling between places you know don't have traditional generators. Try it out, and I know you'll agree.
Order completed. Well done.
Chat, I'm gonna go ahead and end things here. Like, I'm clearly just not in the mood to do this. I'm not gonna progress the plot or anything, I'll just make deliveries, but I will catch you guys tomorrow most likely. Appreciate it.